All right, this is first grade module 2 lesson 28, and in this lesson we're kind of taking a step back and we're focusing on addition again, only addition, because we're giving another strategy for addition, and we're using the 10 as a benchmark number. For example, if we were to say 8 plus 5, the idea is we know that we can decompose that 5 to be 2 and 3. And so for this lesson, we are going to explicitly ask our students to think of this as a two-step problem. 8 plus 2 equals 10. And now we're going to take that 10 and add in the final 3 and get 13. In the old and previous lessons, I think we would have taken that 5, decomposed it, and then just put a loop around the 8 and the 2, showing that as 10. Now we're going to be more explicit and write it explicitly as two equations.
So we're going to solve the problems and write your answers to show how many 10s and 1s. So the idea is we're going to look at that 9, and we know that it's 1 away from 10, so we're going to decompose the 7 to be 1 and 6. So our two steps become 9 plus 1 equals 10, and then 10 plus 6 is 16. So our answer is 110 right here and 6 1s. So they're asking us to write it using the hide 0 notation. Totally not important, as long as, or not essential, as long as students are recognizing that a 16 is really 110 plus 6 1s, and they can see that right here, right? 9 plus 1 is 10, so there's our 10. Bring it over here, plus the 6 extra 1s is 16, so it's a 10 plus 6 1s. And this is just more of the same. Now here they've removed some of the scaffolding, and they want us to draw and do all that work ourselves. So it says Sabra built a tower with 8 blocks. Yuri put together another tower with 7 blocks. How many blocks did they use? So we've got that 8 plus 7 is our expression. And we're going to use that 7 and we're going to decompose it to be 2 and 5. Now parents and teachers, this box was not nearly enough, big enough for me. So it's probably not going to be big enough for your first graders. That's okay. Feel free to give them scratch paper or something like that. So our two steps is going to be 8 plus 2 is 10, and then 10 plus the remaining 5 is 15. So we do want our students to recognize that 15 is 110 and 5 1s. All this stuff is going to help. The reason we're going through this rigmarole here is because it's going to help our students, especially as they go into second grade, where they're recognizing the need to regroup or for addition, or borrow or regroup if we are subtracting. Last slide for this video. I put 5 peaches into my bag. If I already had 7 apples in my bag, how many pieces of fruit do I have? So we've got 5 plus 7. Now students can decompose either the 5 or the 7. It does not matter. This is really cool. It's an opportunity for students to differentiate themselves and decide which one they want to decompose. In this case, I think I'm going to decompose that 7 for no particular reason. And so now that gives me 5 plus 5 is 10. And then 10 plus the remaining 2 is 12. So we end up with 110 and 2 1s. And that wraps up first grade module 2, lesson 28, kind of focusing on addition again, using 10 as our benchmark.